Alright guys, in this video I'll be showing you guys how to stop the most popular formation over the last couple of years, which is the gun bunch. Gun bunch has been the best and most efficient passing formation in the game for many years, and this year is no different. Even though it is hard to pass the ball this year, bunch is still probably the best passing formation. Players like Skimbo, Kiv, Clef, all those guys, and many more top tier competitive players still run bunch, even though the passing is more difficult than it has been in the past years. And that's because it still has amazing route combos and it has amazing blocking. However, by running the 146 blitz that I'm about to show you guys, it absolutely shreds the bunch max protect, and you guys can still get very good coverage out of it. I'll show you guys the adjustments I make behind this. I make some of the best adjustments in my opinion stopping bunch. And they're very similar to the 5-2 that I ran last year. If you guys watched me at the end of last year, I feel like I was personally one of the best salary cap players in the entire world last year. And the main reason being was because I played the best bunch defense. I made the best adjustments behind my all-out blitz. And this year's no difference, man. No different. I apply a lot of the same principles that I used out of the 5-2 with coverage into this 1-4-6 because it is very similar. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys exactly what I do against bunch with the 1-4-6. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into it, man. We're in the Patriots playbook. We're going to go ahead to 4 verts, and we're going to max protect. I'll show you guys what a max protect, because that's the most common thing. When people are getting blitzed like crazy, everybody is just going to, their first thought is to immediately max protect at a bunch, because bunch is probably the best blocking passing formation in the game outside of maybe split close. And so yeah, that's everybody's first instinct. However, in my opinion, it is not the best way to attack it. The best way to attack it is by sending 5 routes out. However, it takes a very special type of Madden player to be able to send 5 out and have success and make the right read every single time. And by playing, the people you guys are most likely playing are not going to be those types of people. They may dot you here and there, but they're eventually going to, F up and throw you a pick. So that's the type of defense we like to play, especially against people who we know aren't elite at Madden. We like to send the crib, make them make decisions, make them make reads, and make them make mistakes. So with that being said, let's go ahead and show you guys the setup. It's the same setup that I talked about in the video. I actually pinched my line. It doesn't matter. You don't want to do that though, but it doesn't matter that much. So this is what it looks like, and then hold up. This is what it looks like, and then what I like to do is I like to drag Jeff Heath right here. I like to inside quarter him. So basically we have this. We have 2 soft squats. Again, the man match principle on the left, the solo side is going to be really nice. And then we have our inside guy in a quarter, and then we're going to take Woods and we're going to hover in the gap right here and basically pass commit. So let's go ahead and max protect and show you guys what happens when we do that. We get a guy completely free off the edge, even against the best pass blocking formation in the game. Max protected. It doesn't matter. We absolutely scream. Even though I pinched my line and messed up the adjustments, we still absolutely screamed. So that's the first thing I like to do. So basically let's go ahead and show you guys what happens. So let's say I accidentally pitched my line again. Who cares? We're still going to scream. Drag this guy up. So, all right, what's the weakness here? Let's go ahead and put 13 Michael Thomas on a slant against the soft squat and see what happens right here. We got the slant. We're completely covering the slant. They have the post over the middle as well. So the slant does get open, gets a soft squat, especially in regs, where regs, the disparity between receivers and corners is pretty high. And Mutt, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get off that press, especially if you have somebody decent there. So the soft squats are actually very effective, especially in press. If you do notice, he is getting toasted out there a lot. One of the things I do like to do is I like to man him up if I'm having trouble out there. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and man him up, and then we're going to shade outside and underneath. So Y and then right on the right stick, and then Y and underneath in that order. And this is what it looks like. So let's go ahead and slant Thomas this time and see what happens. So right here, as you can see, he gets pressed way harder than he did against the soft squat, and we absolutely bagged it. You don't have to worry about getting beat over the top, especially in regs if you have a decent corner, or in salary cap if you're playing on all Madden. All Madden, man-to-man is absolutely insane. In All Pro, it's really good as well. You're rarely going to get burned in All Pro if you have a superstar corner out there like Willie Brown or the new Richard Sherman and Mutt. So that is a really effective way to kind of neutralize that solo side receiver if you are getting burned a lot. I do like to leave the soft squat, like I said, just because it is easier. You don't have to make many adjustments. It basically replicates man-to-man. But if you are getting burned a lot, you can man him up, shade outside, shade underneath, and you'll get a much better press and stop that, kind of neutralize that. But again, by doing that, basically what happens is you're kind of forfeiting the guarding the running back. So if by leaving the soft squad on the field, let's go ahead and show you guys what happens. I'm not going to set up the defense, but I'll just leave the soft squad out there just to save time. Let's go ahead and put the running back on a wheel now. So let's see what happens when we have a soft squad out there. So when we have soft squat out there, as you can see that, the soft squat comes down and plays the wheel. So they're going to be able to complete the wheel, but it's only going to go for like 1 or 2 yards. If we man him up, that wheel route is going to be completely naked. So that's the downside to doing that. And that's the benefit of leaving the soft squat and why I do like to leave the soft squat. So let's say we're getting burned a lot by the solo receiver and we need to man him up. How do we stop that? And the running back, let's go ahead and man him up, shade underneath and outside. And now we're going to take Westry and man up Kamara. And then same adjustments everywhere else. Now let's see what happens when we do this. All right, so this is the play art on offense. And let's go ahead and snap it. So what happens? Now we manned up Westry. Westry completely bags it, and we still have instant heat off the right edge. So again, we're completely bagging everything, and we are also at the same time getting really good pressure. So now let's say we go ahead and set that up again. We man up Westry and the running back. However, this time let's say they block Kamara. So what happens if we do that? Let's go ahead and drag Heath up again. So what happens if we have Kamara manned up with the slot cornerback, but they block Kamara? So what happens? So basically, as you can see here, our cornerback gets super, super glitchy. B was wide open, but I could have easily ran and guarded with my corner, because what happens is, let's say we guess wrong. This is kind of a guessing game. This is where the chess game kind of starts to come into play. By manning up that running back right there and him being blocked, what basically happens is slot corner gets cross-manned, which is actually a really nice thing. We're not going to get the pressure that we normally would by blitzing him, but the good thing that does come out of that is we're getting an insanely nice cross-man. So if they have a route specialist there, they're putting him on a post, he's actually going to bag it pretty much every time as long as it's a halfway decent corner. And that cross-man is actually super glitchy. So we may not get the pressure there right away, but especially if we have D. Lawrence at this D tackle spot, he's going to instantly shed pretty much every rip if we do have our X-Factor D lineman there, and he's going to get pressure no matter what. And we're still playing really good coverage everywhere else in the field. Right there, again, the wheel is wide open, but I just stopped playing with my user. We can easily go guard that with our user, and everything else is completely bagged. So that's kind of a chess game. Those are some, little minute adjustments that you guys can make here and there to kind of help you guys out. Again, let's go over one more quick adjustment that I like to make, especially if the soft squat is not working on this right side. So when you look at this, there is one weakness. If the pressure doesn't get in, one of the things that they can do is they can easily attack you deep over the middle if your user can't get back there in time, or they can attack you with a deep corner route, which is something that's super popular out of bunch. So one of the things that I like to do, or even it doesn't even have to be a deep corner, what they could do is they can motion Gin out, right, and hit you with that wheel over the cloud. So one of the things that I like to do is if they do motion this, the first thing I'm immediately doing, if I see that guy motioned out, I'm putting this guy in an outside quarter. I'm double tapping Y, I'm hitting the B icon, I'm hitting right on the right stick, and we're putting him in an outside quarter. And then one of the things I like to do by standard, obviously we're bringing Heath in and putting him in a quarter. So we almost have a pseudo cover 4 look here on the right side. We have cover 4 shell, we have the 2 quarters. So this guy's going to do a really nice job of following this streak up the middle from the slot, which is something that's super popular for bunch. And then this guy is going to stop any sort of deep corner, any corner at all pretty much. He's actually going to play it just as well as a cloud for the most part, especially if he's got high zone or if you have zoned out on him, something like that. He's going to stop that wheel from getting over the cloud as well. One of the things you will notice that if I do snap this ball, this wheel route is immediately wide open versus the quarter. However, this year, if you guys didn't know, you can't throw that. If they throw that, it'll go out of bounds 99% of the time. They'll get an inaccurate quick throw no matter how open it is. They nerfed the wheel this year, so you can't throw that, which is why I do like to quarter him instead of leaving him in that soft spot or cloud. And then the inside quarter will help against that streak. So those are the adjustments I like to make versus bunch. I know this is a really long video, but bunch is very hard to stop. But by running this formation, by running these adjustments, you guys will going to absolutely bag bunch, I promise. Just make sure you're lurking on this left side for any slants, and then you can kind of switch here. You can kind of watch the quick slants here, watch any sort of quick stuff out here. If they do hit their tight end on a flat, the flats are kind of garbage this year. The rack catch animations are garbage in the flats as well. So you're not going to give up anything more than 5 yards at all and most of the time you're going to give up even less, especially if you do have a hitter out there on the side. They're going to be able to come up and deliver a ton of hits and maybe get you a fumble as well. So those are the adjustments I like to make versus bunch. In the next video, I'll be going over trips.